Hi there, everybody, and welcome back to another Newcastle United daily news show right here on the Toon Review YouTube channel. My name's Paul. Thank you very much for tuning in. As usual, if you do enjoy the show today, please do give it the thumbs up so that maybe we can get up there in the search results on YouTube and other fans like yourselves can find the channel. And of course, if you're new and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. It is completely free to do so, but don't forget to hit the notification bell, which will let you know when we schedule our live shows or we upload any videos such as this one. So thank you in advance, everybody, for that. Now, we'll start with, obviously, as you can see there, Kieran Trippier. He's out, confirmed today for 2 to 3 weeks. He will definitely miss the games against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge and the weekend later against Manchester City in the FA Cup. And, of course, it's the international break the week after. For me, I don't want him going on the international break. I want him to get fit for Newcastle United. However, right back is a position that we are very well supported in. If Kieran Trippier is not going to be there, Tino Livramento definitely gets his chance now at right back. Obviously, he stepped in for Dan Burn at left back a few times, and we've seen him play further forward on the right. But as for right back, it's a position that we haven't really seen him in since he signed for the club. So it's going to be awesome to see him at right back in his normal position. Now, he played the second half, obviously, against Wolves at the weekend and was superb. Scored a brilliant goal, supported brilliantly, put a few crosses in, defended really well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Tino Livramento can do at right back. Now, when Kieran Trippier is fit again, that's up to Eddie Howe what he does. If Livramento's done nothing wrong to deserve being dropped, then I think he'll get a lot of stick, Eddie Howe, if he does drop Tino and puts Kieran straight back in. Kieran's form hasn't been great of late. There's no issue about that, but he was starting to get better again. But he's 33. Muscles don't heal as quickly as what they do when you're in your 20s, etc. So 2 to 3 weeks at the moment is what he's out for. But a wonderful opportunity for Tino Livramento. And as for the England squad, if I was Newcastle United, I'd say no. He's been out for a couple of weeks. We want to get him fit for Newcastle United, before England. Let's be honest. Who gives a toss? We want him fit for Newcastle United. Now, he's still going to be vital, whether he's in the team or not, around that dressing room, even if he's on the bench for a couple of weeks. But if he comes straight back into the side, we have to find somewhere to put Tino Livramento in the side, especially if he collects a few more man of the matches, which he seems to do on a regular basis for us. So that's the news on Kieran Trippier. Not very good for him, but we are covered in that position. And personally speaking, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Tino Livramento can do at right back. Now, we're all very aware with the situation with Big Joe and his contract. Of course, in the news yesterday, we said that it was looking more and more likely that he would stay at Newcastle United, and rumours had been going around of a four-year contract in excess of £100,000 a week. Now, nothing's changed there. Other reports have come out today saying that Joelinton will want to stay in the Premier League if his contract negotiations break down. So that would mean that Joelinton could end up somewhere else in the Premier League. Now, personally speaking, I would be absolutely devastated to see Joelinton in another Premier League uniform. There is no doubt how gutting that would be to see one of our best players move to another team and another rival. Because let's be honest, he's gonna if the contract negotiations break down, Joelinton will look to a Manchester United, a Liverpool, a Chelsea, somewhere like that. He will look for a team like that to go and play for. Because let's face it, he is a top player. He wasn't when he first came in, but now he's found his position. He's found his goal, really, on the field, and he knows exactly what he's capable of. Obviously, we don't want him to go anywhere. And I think that's what makes these contract negotiations vital. This is probably the biggest bit of business that Amanda, etc., are going to do in the next God knows how long. This is the first stage of a huge build for Newcastle United. And Joelinton is at the head of that. We simply have to keep him. And we have to give him what he's worth and what he thinks he's worth as well. Because obviously, if Newcastle come to his agent and say, well, we think you're only worth this, then there's a huge gap. I think there was a gap between the negotiations with Dan Ashworth and Joelinton. I think that has really, really changed since Amanda, etc., have come on board to do the negotiations with Darren Eales and Mia Dad, of course. So I think that's all changed now. And I really do truly believe in my own heart that Joelinton will sign a new deal. I think he'll have conversations with Bruno, obviously, but he'll want... I think it's very interesting with Bruno, isn't it? Because Bruno's saying on that live stream that he wants Joelinton to sign his new contract, but there's going to be teams coming in for Bruno, whether we like it or not, in the summer. And, all right, they can pay the release clause for Bruno. That doesn't mean that Bruno has to leave. It'll be up to the player at the end of the day. So we have to show Bruno that we mean business by A, keeping our very best players, and B, bringing elite players to the club. And Joelinton, as I say, is the start of that. A very, very important signing he would be for Newcastle United. I can't face watching Joelinton playing for another Premier League team. I just couldn't do it. And I don't think there's many Newcastle United fans out there who would actually be pleased to see Joelinton in another shirt. It would kill us as Newcastle United fans, knowing what he's done for the club, knowing his rise at the club, coming from really getting absolute pelters every week to being one of our best players. It really is a phoenix from the flame story for Joelinton, and it would be devastating to see him play for someone else. Absolutely gut-wrenching. But that's just a report that's come out today saying that he may be interested in staying in the Premier League. He believes that his style of play is very much suited to English football. So there's no other country he'd want to go and play in, which means he'd go to one of our rivals. And I would just hate that. It would be awful, wouldn't it? I've seen more than one report today regarding this player, Zinchenko. So you could say no smoke without fire. Are Newcastle truly interested in bringing Zinchenko to the club? I believe they are. I've seen 2 or 3 reports from legitimate sources today saying that Newcastle United are keeping tabs on him. Now, they may face a huge battle with Bayern Munich for Zinchenko because Bayern Munich are probably going to lose Alphonso Davies in the summer. He's scheduled to go to Real Madrid, or he's rumoured to go to Real Madrid, whatever you want to call it. So they will need a left-back to cover. The brilliant thing about Zinchenko is, and we've seen this for both Man City and Arsenal, is that he can play left-back or he can play in midfield. Whichever position he feels he's best in, he can do both. And very well. We've seen him play midfield for Arsenal. We've seen him play left-back for Man City and Arsenal. So, look, I think it'd be a brilliant, brilliant signing. I really do. And everybody's going to say, oh, no, not another left-back. But let's be honest. We're not filled with a lot of left-backs at the minute who are going to be there for the foreseeable future. Dan Burn is getting on. Matt Targett is expected to leave in the summer. And then you've got the Lewis Hall situation, which nobody has a bloody Scooby-Doo about. Which, for me, at the minute, is an absolute farce. It's an absolute farce what's going on with that kid. And nobody at Newcastle United has told us anything about what's going on. I know they don't have to. They're in no position to have to tell the fans anything. But it's a very, very strange situation. He doesn't get on the pitch. He doesn't come on as substitute. He just sits on his arse every game. I don't see the point of that. So, deep down, I think we are looking for another left-back. And a permanent left-back here who can come in and do a great job, as well as being a quality utility player as well, by able to move into midfield. Not that we'll need midfielders hopefully next season, but he can play both positions. And I think he'd be an absolute incredible signing. Now, the reports are stating that he could be available for as little as £38.5 million. Now, when you look at the fees that we've been paying lately for players that hardly get on the pitch, I mean, listen, this could be an absolute bargain for Newcastle United. He's 27. He's got a wealth of experience. He'd bring a lot to Newcastle United. That there is no doubt about. So, listen, even if it doesn't come off, the fact that we are being linked with him by multiple sources says to me that we are looking at top quality players for the summer. And I know people have been a little upset with looking at the likes of Solanke and Philip Billing and stuff, but the players that have been sort of linked in the last few days, we are starting to climb that ladder in quality, aren't we? And Zinchenko, I would certainly not say no to, especially for £38.5 million. I think that would be an absolute steal. But like I say, Bayern Munich are on the radar as well because of it's 95% positive that he's going to go to Real Madrid in the summer. So they will be looking for a left-back as well. And he would fit their criteria as well. So for me, I think it'd be an excellent signing. But let me know in the comments what you think. Finally, we need to discuss Dan Ashworth. And basically what's happened this morning is there's a report come out with an interview with Paul Barber, who used to be a colleague of his at Brighton and Hove Albion. And he has stated that Dan Ashworth will fully accept Newcastle United's plan for what they're doing with him with gardening leave. He understands that sporting directors, it's a kind of role that has a lot of things built into the contract. And obviously, to protect Newcastle United, they put this 18-month gardening leave thing in, but it was also to protect Dan Ashworth himself. So, he understands the situation, and according to Barber, he insists that he will stand by the procedure and wait and see what the two clubs work out. Now, of course, many people think that Manchester United will come in and make a decent compensation offer, not what Newcastle United were initially asking for, but somewhere near it. Now, if they come somewhere near it, Newcastle United, will probably turn around and say, there you go, he's off the books now. We will concentrate on finding another sporting director. But Ashworth isn't going to make any fuss about it, apparently. He's going to sit there, he's going to sit back, let everything be what it'll be. Whether that be sitting in gardening leave till 2025 or Manchester United make a decent offer to Newcastle United for compensation. Personally speaking, I just hope Manchester United offers something close to what we're wanting and the whole thing is done and dusted and he sods off to Man United. It's clear where his intentions lie. It's not with Newcastle United anymore. So just come to an agreement and get rid of him. Because I don't want anybody around the club who doesn't want to be here. Nobody does. It's the same with players. If they don't want to play for Newcastle United, get them out the sodden door. And it's the same as Ashworth. He's basically told us where his heart lies now. It's at Manchester United. He wants to go there with Sir Jim and try and build something there. He hasn't done anything for me at Newcastle United to create a legacy or anything like that. He started the procedure, but he's not going to be there to finish it, which is very disappointing for me. He's only been here a very short time, hasn't he? So it's annoying, but just come to an agreement, get rid of him, and then we can forget all about Dan Ashworth and concentrate on bringing in a new sporting director who is going to be part of our build for years to come. But apparently he's not going to kick off, which is a good thing in a way, but just get him out the club. But there you go. That is the daily news for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching again. Like I said at the start, if you have enjoyed it, please do hit the thumbs up button. And if you are new and you like what you see, do hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell, which will let you know when we schedule our live shows or we upload any recorded videos. We are back. If you're watching this on Wednesday now, we are back tomorrow night. We will be looking at an alternative to Dan Ashworth again in our series of potential candidates who can come in and do just as good a job, if not better, than Dan Ashworth. So that'll be at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. So join the four of us for that. But in the meantime, have a wonderful Wednesday, guys, and we'll see you very soon. Take care.